Well, let's come back to West Africa now, leaving that story concerning decisions being made that will affect the non-governmental organizations. But here in Nigeria, it's about airfares. Well, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, has ordered for the immediate discontinuation of airfare increases by domestic airline operators pending the outcome of its ongoing investigation. The investigation, which is carried out by FCCPC in conjunction with the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, is to tackle consumer-related issues which include high airfares, insensitive flight delays, cancellations, and other vices in the aviation sector.
This disclosure was made in a statement issued on Wednesday by the Executive Vice Chairman of FCCPC, Mr. Babatunde Urukera, in Abuja. Joining us now for more analysis on this is Tony Ukachukwu, the CEO of Aviators Africa. Many thanks for joining, Tony. But it looks like this situation in Nigeria is not just affecting motorists on the road. It seems to be affecting even the aviation sector as well. Can you bring us up to speed as to what could be the cause for increasing airfares by domestic airplanes?
Thank you very much for having me. It is no brainer of the cause for which airfares are being hiked. Of course, inflation is totally related. Forex is going high. Of course, Jet One, well, of course, you have fuel issues as well. Multiple taxation and a host of other issues is the reason why airfares are being hiked up, because the operators are grappling with overhead costs, and they are trying to sustain their business.
All right, Tony, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right, yes, we can hear you. All right, so like you said, it's no brainer because of what has been happening most recently. But how long do you think this investigation by the FCCPC will actually continue? And what do you think it will take for answers to be brought before each and every customer, each and every consumer and the likes, especially looking at the fact that airline operators took this decision even without informing the general public?
So basically, coming from the airline operator side, they don't have to inform the public for as to hiking their fares. I mean, it's according to the market dynamics, really. But again, the issue is the pollution, to fix prices. That is where the FCCPC is coming in from, to say that it's not legal, even though the airline has denied it, but by the investigations so far by the FCCPC, it has just proven that there was some kind of collision, even though their investigation is ongoing. But their investigation has thrown up the fact that there has been some kind of pollution, which is very illegal. But again, from the airline side, nobody has any problem with hiking of fares. I mean, you have to look at your operational cost. But it's at the end of the day, it's left for the consumer to choose, between your product or service offering. But where there is a baseline cap across every airline, then there seems to be a pollution. That is what the FCCPC is trying to investigate.
All right, Tony, just before we let you go, I mean, a lot of Nigerians have been suffering from the lackadaisical attitude of the local airlines in the country, and a lot of times they've gone on social media to rant about the poor services when it comes to cancellation of flights without refund in some cases. What has the aviation sector done so far to ensure that services are top-notch prior to this fuel hike that we have from the aviation sector?
Okay, so I clamped down the airlines. I must first of all say that the operating environment is very harsh. It's not very conducive for airlines to operate in our environment. Having said that, the lackadaisical attitude which you just expressed now is not acceptable. It's not acceptable on the part of the airlines for them not to be able to communicate with their customers whenever issues come up, because again, customer is king, but you find out that in the aviation industry in Nigeria or the airline industry, the airline seems to be king because the passenger just take whatever is showed up to them. So I think that is very wrong. The airline should be more to have a human face and make sure that their customer service is up to date and their communication is top notch as well, because there should not be any lacuna between the airline operators and the passenger that you're servicing. Okay, they should be treated with utmost respect, and because they are the one paying for these services, and if anybody's paying for service, they must get their value for it. So I demand that the airline should be up and doing and give more credit to the passengers.
Quite a tough one there, but Lorraine not keeping to their promises, and you can see the Burkinabes are not happy at all, and they've taken it into their hands to ensure that the protest is done, and then they must ensure that everything gets back on track.
Everything gets back on track, and we will be following this story closely to ensure we bring you the latest right here on News Central.